This week we are going to be reading the story called The Dot. Before we begin reading, I wanted to talk about our target skill for the week and also our topic. Our target skill for this week is compare and contrast. As you read, ask yourself how things are alike and different. Good readers use text evidence to compare and contrast things like characters, settings, or events. You can use a diagram like below to show how two things are alike and different to understand a story better. Our target strategy is monitor and clarify. If a part doesn't make sense, reread it. Ask and answer questions about it, and use the pictures for help. Our topic for our story is visual arts. There are many ways to make art. You can use crayons or markers to draw. You can paint a picture. You could cut shapes out of paper and glue them together. A computer can be used to draw and find pictures for artwork. What are some ways you like to make art? You will find out how one girl makes art in the story, The Dot. Our story, The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds, is realistic fiction. Realistic fiction is a story that could happen in real life. As you read, look for characters who act as real people do and events that could really happen. Our essential question is, what are some different ways to make art? Let's begin reading our story, The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. What do you think being glued to your chair means? It doesn't mean that Vashti is literally glued to her chair. It just means she is sitting there thinking without getting up from her chair. It says that art class was over. Why do you think she was still sitting there? It says that her paper was empty. Do you know why she maybe hasn't drawn anything yet? Let's see what we can find out. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. What is Vashti's problem? She tells her teacher, I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. There! How do you think Vashti may be feeling right now? It uses the words grabbed and jab. If you look closely, you see there's red all around Vashti, and her face looks angry. Vashti could be feeling very angry or frustrated at this point. Do you agree? Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Why do you think the teacher wants Vashti to sign the paper that she made? Well, we all know how important it is to put your name on your paper. Maybe Vashti's teacher wants Vashti to see the dot that she made as her own artwork. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. Before, Vashti was feeling very angry and frustrated. But now that she sees her dot hanging on the wall in a beautiful frame, she is surprised. Do you think it was a good idea that the teacher framed Vashti's picture? I think that it was. I think this helped Vashti see that people did like her work, and it seemed to help Vashti feel better. I can make a better dot than that. She opened up her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. With seeing her artwork framed, Vashti said that she could definitely make a better dot than that. It tells us that she used red, purple, yellow, and blue. Do you think that Vashti is enjoying doing her artwork now? Let's keep reading. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. How are Vashti's paintings now similar to the very first one that she made? Vashti began with drawing one dot and is now experimenting with different colors to make new dots. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. At first, Vashti was not proud of her work. She was very angry and thought that she just couldn't draw. Now, she has her own art show in the school art show, and Vashti looks like she's very proud of her work. When the author says Vashti's many dots made quite a splash, he doesn't mean like a splash in the water. The word splash can have another meaning, meaning it makes other people notice. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." How are Vashti and this little boy alike? Think of what the boy is saying. He says he wishes he could draw, and then says he can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Both Vashti and this little boy both thought that they couldn't draw. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Sign it." Do you think that Vashti has learned from her experience? Remember how Vashti felt at the beginning of our story. Something that she could have learned is that the only way to become good at something is to give it a try and then practice. Vashti showed the little boy what she learned by showing him his picture was worth signing, just like her teacher did for her. I hope you enjoyed getting to read our main story for this week, The Dot. In this story, I love how Vashti persevered and did not give up. She was then able to encourage someone else to not give up and keep trying. Be thinking of what are some other ways to make art. Will you try to make some art at home? See what you can create. Now let's move on to our next activity together. For the next part of our lesson, I would like for you to complete an activity in our Reader's Notebook. You will be using page 153. The activity we are going to be completing is about our words to know, also called our high-frequency words. The directions say to circle the word to complete each sentence. Here we have 8 sentences, and in each sentence we have 2 words to choose from. I will help you read each sentence, and then you will circle the choice that best completes the sentence. Let's begin with number 1. A blank helps you learn. A even. A teacher. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 1. Number 2 says, please push that box blank me. Please push that box toward, pushed. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 2. Please push that box toward me, pushed me. Number 3 says, a blank is a big animal. A bear. A surprised. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 3. Sentence number 4 says, the lamp is blank the shelf. The lamp is above, pushed this shelf. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 4. If you need to pause the video at any time to keep working, go ahead and do so now. Sentence number 5 says, Mom blank Kim on the swing. Mom teacher, pushed. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 5. Number 6 says, Jim was blank by his birthday gift. Jim was surprised, even. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 6. Sentence number 7 says, all the family came blank Grandma. All the family came, even above. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 7. In our last sentence, sentence number 8, says, Ben blinked the painting closely. Ben toured, studied. Circle the word that best completes the sentence for number 8. Once you have completed circling all 8 choices for our sentence, you will be all done with this part of the activity. Remember, we will be checking our answers during your reading intervention time. If you have any questions before then, please let me know, and I will be seeing you all soon.